Hi guys, what's up? I'm Mary Richardson. I help professionals and entrepreneurs to move past the things that are keeping them stuck. Maybe that's unwanted habits. For you, maybe that's strong anxiety, self-doubt, procrastination, or maybe it's healing from a narcissistic relationship. If that's you, this video is made for you. I'm going to cover in this video how you can know whether narcissistic abuse can cause DPDR. That's depersonalization, derealization. So this is kind of a deep subject, so hang on and let's dig in. All right, so what is DPDR? Maybe you've never heard of it before. It's a term that's becoming more and more recognized because depersonalization is a response, a normal physical response to trauma. And that includes emotional abuse, such as what you might have experienced from a narcissistic parent or in a narcissistic relationship as an adult. Derealization is a response also to trauma, but it's where you feel totally separated from the world. Like the world is, you're viewing it through a glass, or maybe you feel like you're in a bubble and the world is way out there somewhere. So no matter who you're around, you just feel this like you're in a fishbowl or a glass and you're just separated from the rest of the world. That's derealization. This video, I'm going to talk about a lot about depersonalization. Depersonalization, what can happen, as you know, the narcissists are really, really toxic. And let's talk for a moment, or I'm going to discuss why they're so toxic. Narcissistic personality disorder is a type of personality. It's a disorder, but the narcissist is really toxic because they don't have the capacity often to feel empathy. They don't have a capacity to feel what you might feel. And we can always, a normal person can put ourselves in other people's situation and feel really empathetic for what they're going through. The narcissist doesn't have that capacity, or if they do, they're not interested in developing that. So a narcissist, they know what they do is wrong, they just don't care. And that's really what makes them so toxic, because what they do is they gaslight. They tell you that what you saw, heard, what you know is the truth isn't the truth. They want you over time to trust them to tell you what the truth is, so that they can thereby manipulate you and control you. Now on the outside, you might think, I'll never let anybody do that. But what they do is they do this over time. So narcissists really like to have people around them who are people pleasers, who have very weak boundaries, so that the narcissist can walk through and around and over that person's boundaries. You might have a narcissistic boss, you might have a narcissistic spouse, you might have even had a narcissistic parent. So if you're wondering, why do I have all these narcissists in my life that tell me that what I know is true isn't true? They argue with me, they try to convince me what I saw wasn't true, what I heard, what I know they're doing, what I know they're lying about. They try to tell me I'm not understanding it. I misunderstood. And narcissists will lie about things that are easily verifiable, and they will still continue to argue that that's not what they meant, or you misunderstood. Over time, this can really be emotional abuse because they do not let up. In fact, they are 100% into controlling you and your emotions. In fact, they hope that nobody has emotions around them because it's a real inconvenience for them. Narcissistic parents will often treat their children's emotions by just ignoring them, their feelings, their emotions, almost like, oh, don't feel that way. Or you might hear them say, oh, well, stop crying, or are you crying again? Or what is it now? And as a child, you begin to feel that, well, I guess I shouldn't be crying or have these feelings because it makes someone mad. So you constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells, where if you're upset, you can never ever express it. The narcissist, what the two things they really don't like truth, and they don't like to be accountable to anyone. They will spin the truth to make it their reality. So if you had a narcissistic parent who often invalidated you and your feelings, making you feel very, very small, very, very worthless, very like your ideas weren't good, you're not creative, no matter what grades you got, it was never good enough. If you got an A, why didn't you get an A plus? If you got a B, why didn't you get an A? It doesn't matter what grades you got, or what you did, or what sport you were in, or what sport you weren't in. It would have never been good enough for them. They are often, they just invalidate other people, and they want to take, even if you did win, maybe you were in a sport and you won tons of trophies or medals, the narcissist will often, believe it or not, try to take credit for that. You only got that because of me, they might say. Or, oh, I'm glad I showed you how to do that. That's why you won. So the narcissists are really toxic. And the reason why they're so toxic, unlike the rest of us that want to learn and grow and evolve and be better people and be the best version of ourselves, we're always learning, where criticism is always hard to take, but most of us will look and see, okay, is that right? Do I need to change that? Okay, I'm willing to do that. The narcissist, they never get to that level because they believe everything they think is absolutely right. No one can ever challenge what they think because they are absolutely perfect, right. And the covert narcissist, very, very scary and dangerous in a way. And again, this is for general knowledge. I'm not a medical doctor. I am a rapid transformational therapy practitioner, and I help people through these things. But the narcissist will often be so toxic because they don't want help. So what makes them so toxic is because they will never change, because they never will seek out help. It's always the world around them that needs to change. So a narcissistic parent will often be so toxic to their children that their children emotionally can't stand, and that a child always blames themselves. No matter how many times, even if you're a good parent, or trying to be a good parent, learning and growing as you go along, a child will always look at themselves as the cause, and they will always blame themselves. The child will blame themselves if a parent is an alcoholic, a drug addict. If a parent is a narcissist, the child will always blame themselves. So the narcissist is constantly manipulating the child's version of reality, and even their emotions, and really chopping them off at the knees with any creative ideas or thoughts. So the child grows up, and maybe that's you, with loads of self-doubt, not knowing if is this a right decision, is this not a right decision. It's more than what's normal, because that amount of self-doubt comes from really being chopped down emotionally over and over and over again as a child. So they always look to their parents more than what a normal situation would be. They didn't even trust their own emotions, even as a teenager or an adult. So the narcissist trains and grooms their children to be dependent on the narcissist, to know what they're feeling, when they're feeling it, and that essentially the child never develops this sense of emotional health, where they are sure about their feelings, that it's okay to cry, that it's okay to be upset in the situation, it's okay to leave the narcissist, move away, distance yourself, think your own thoughts, to not be interested in what the narcissist wants from you. The child, it takes a long time into adulthood to get to that point. So, and maybe you're there now, but one of the coping mechanisms, and this is the point of this video, is depersonalization. It's a normal, healthy way of reacting to trauma and abuse. So just like PTSD, people in men and women in war zones, it's a coping mechanism where you can feel like you are outside of your body. Your body is functioning and you're controlling your thoughts and your body, but you feel like you're sort of hovering behind or above or around your body. It's the brain's way of protecting you in a healthy way. What happens if you are in a lot of abuse, it might not even be physical, just emotional abuse, is very toxic and damaging. And over time, you may have just depersonalized because the narcissistic abuse was so horrendous that those emotions and that emotional pain was so much that you have to sort of check out mentally. And that's really what depersonalization is, that mental checking out and sort of out of your body, sort of hovering around your body. So what happens as you start getting healed as an adult, you work through these things, and maybe you've been in several relationships with narcissists because we're repeating patterns that were familiar. Maybe you had a narcissistic boss, but now you're healing, you're moving forward. And this way of depersonalizing, where you don't even feel like you're in your body most of the time, it can be very, very, it can be something that you want to overcome. And the way you overcome it is by gaining confidence in your own emotions and how to deal with with your emotions. So instead of checking out mentally, where you're sort of outside your body, you can develop skills to deal with, okay, this is a toxic environment, I'm going to look for a better job. Or that person's very narcissistic, just like my spouse, and I'm going to work towards getting out of that job and even getting away from that partner. And as you heal, maybe you've already done that. Kudos to you, because that's not an easy feat. That's a lot. But over time, the relationship may have just broken down. You may have just gotten so tired of the abuse and manipulation and the controlling. So you get out of those relationships, and now you find every time anything's a little bit uncomfortable, you check out of your body. You don't want to do that. So developing phenomenal coping skills is the key. And that can be done over time. One of the things I use is hypnosis to help you get to the root cause, to heal it, and to develop that confidence in your coping skills. So this video is I really just wanted to bring this to you today to know that, first of all, you're not going crazy if you're doing this, if you're depersonalizing or dissociating. You're not going crazy. You're not, this is a normal way that the brain copes with trauma. And the fact that you're doing that is a sign that your brain knows that this is too overwhelming. I'm going to mentally check out of this. So just know you're not going crazy, because that's one thing that people often think. And they think that it could lead to schizophrenia or, a complete breakdown. Again, I'm not a medical doctor, but this is not a sign of schizophrenia. And I'll tell you why. Depersonalization is a normal part of the brain's reaction to to trauma or PTSD or overwhelming emotions. Because when you are depersonalizing and stepping out of your body for that moment, or it feels that way, you are always in control of your body. You are always aware that your anxious thoughts are separate from reality. In other words, the what could happen thoughts, what if this happens? What if that happens? This is so overwhelming. You're always aware that your reality is I'm not in physical danger right now. You always know what your reality is, and that's not schizophrenia. So schizophrenia is they think that their reality is very um, well, that's a whole nother video. All right, so you're not losing your mind if you're stepping out of your body, because you always can differentiate between reality and anxiety. So you know the anxious thoughts. Maybe you get up at night and you're moving around, but you feel like you're not really in your body. Maybe you're having a panic attack. You know that as you look around the room, you know that, okay, I'm not in danger. I'm just having a panic attack. And yes, that can be very unsettling. I have been there. I get you. And if that's you, I hear you. I feel you for sure. So don't worry that you're going crazy if you're depersonalizing. And if you want to get over it, you can always click the link below or watch more of my videos. But I would love to get to know you. If you have comments, if you have questions about this video, please comment below. Also, don't forget to, if you'd like more videos on this subject, drop a comment. Click the subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video, so you won't miss one. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope this was helpful to you. I'm Mary Kay Richardson. I help people overcome those things that keep them stuck so you can be the best version of yourself and earn and dream and see your dreams come to life and earn what you're supposed to earn by making your dreams a reality. Anyway, I will see you on the next video. Bye.